Hi, my name is Michael and I'm going to be talking about how Moodle gets from HQ to you and how you can help too. And I'm going to try and fit all of these slides in 20 seconds each, which is a real challenge. Let's see how we go. Who am I? Michael Durrat's my name. I was previously an academic working in a university, and as well as sort of working with Moodle there, I also developed a number of plugins. As I got more involved in that community, I wrote a book, and after a while I got more involved, and that led me to come across the country to Perth to work here at Moodle HQ. So my role here at Moodle HQ is as development manager. So I spent a lot of time in that role looking at bugs or issues and triaging them, taking care of releases, and also talking to the developers here and making sure that they've got things to work on and that things work out to get to the community. Outside of Moodle HQ, we have a large number of people that I deal with on a regular basis. This is a list of the developers that we sort of have listed on Moodle.org, and it's really just a subset of that larger community out there that are creating bits and pieces for Moodle and making it all happen. We also have partners, and the partners are very important. While Moodle is open source and free, there are businesses that work with us and effectively make Moodle a viable, continuous proposition. Without the partners, we wouldn't be where we are now, and we wouldn't be able to continue sustainably into the future. So here at HQ, we have a number of different teams. We have the development team led by Martin. We have a number of integrators. They sort of cross across teams, and we have also developers working on stable code, so maintaining Moodle itself. There's also Anthony there, who works on contrib code, and a number of support people. And they're not all here in Perth. We have people over in Europe that are working with us there. Ankit, who actually has just moved from India to Perth. Andrew, working around the world. Anthony in the US, Sam in New Zealand, and a few other people as well. Most of the people working here at Moodle HQ in Perth. Alright, so how does Moodle get to you? Well, I'm going to focus on the life of an issue and how it goes through and how that ends up becoming part of Moodle and coming out to be with you. So this is just not just bugs, it's also improvements and feature requests. So an issue's life begins when someone goes to the Moodle tracker and says that they want to create a new issue. So like I said, it's not just bugs, it can also be improvements, new features, basically requests that someone wants something changed in Moodle. And we really rely on the community to help us with this. So if you'd like to help out, this is one way that you can do it. When a bug or an issue is created, it needs to be triaged, and that's my job. It needs to be verified. Does it exist? We need to check if there's already a duplicate in the tracker system. Need to set various priorities and assign it to a developer. A fair bit of tidying up and labeling and making it all consistent, and eventually it gets added to one of the backlogs so that we can work on it at some time in the future. So development here at Moodle HQ follows a pretty defined process. We need to start by looking at the problem, trying to code a solution, getting someone to peer review that solution, to look at it, writing various test instructions and so forth, and then submitting it for integration. So integration means combining with the rest of the code base. Integration is a very strict check by some very experienced developers. They then, once they have approved it and so forth, they then integrate it with the rest of Moodle. And then once all of the testing is done, it then gets combined and made available for people to download. And testing is a big part of Moodle. We do it at a number of stages. Every little piece of code that we see gets checked. Ultimately, what we want to do is make sure that the check that the fix that has been provided works, and we've got to give it the thumbs up or the thumbs down. So in the end, we know that we're getting a release of Moodle out there that's going to work. Releases. We do a number of releases at different levels. Before major releases, we do another sort of large amount of QA testing. Then there's got to be release notes created with various features noted. We also look at security in a very solid way, and we have to make certain announcements. We make a lot of releases over the course of various things. It depends on the scale that you're really interested here. I'm not going to go into this in too much detail, but basically it depends on, we're trying to encourage people to keep up with the latest version of Moodle by providing a release at different scales. So the real question is, how can you be involved in this? How can you help? How can you be part of the Moodle community that actually makes Moodle and gets it happening? Well, there's a number of ways that you can be a user, a developer, a researcher, and you can contribute with your skills. So if you're a user, you could be contributing on the tracker, so looking for reporting bugs, finding duplicates, fixing up various things there, tidying things up, discussing things on the forums, being involved in QA testing, writing documentation, and translating Moodle into a language other than English. If you're a developer, your skills are very valued, obviously. You can help by contributing plugins, so write your own bits of Moodle and share them with other people. Writing patches for bugs that exist in the tracker, peer reviewing patches, helping with integration testing, and helping to write documentation for other developers. If you're a researcher, you can be helping as well. There is a lot of work that can be done with Moodle as a framework. So if you're an educational technologist, there's a tool there ready for you to manipulate and do what you need it to do. There's also research that needs to be done on usability, security, and performance. And so if you're doing research in these areas, we're really keen to hear from you. And for everybody as well, we're really keen to hear from you. And one of the ways that people communicate with us is by sending us postcards. Our address, 1/224 Lord Street, Perth, 6000, Australia. And I encourage you to send one too.